The Boostaholics GC8, aka Project Save the GC8, is what it unfortunately turned into. However, we made the best of it. Turned lemons into lemonade, I guess. So, Friday, 6 a.m., as you guys saw in the previous video, D&L Performance shows up, they pick up my car, and they bring it to the shop. Once they got the car to the shop, they started on it immediately. Now guys, this was more than just installing the I-wire harness. They literally had to rebuild the entire electrical system of the car. Not only that, none of the wiring was hooked up from the front back. So like after the dash going backwards, none of that was hooked up. None of the speakers, none of the power windows, none of the fuel, the tail lights, none of that. The sunroof, it was dead. The amount of work that went into this car is nuts. So I went up there halfway through just to kind of check on things, and that's where we'll start the story. Well, here we are. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, look at this beast. D&L. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, man?
So you guys are the guys who rescued my GC8.
Yes, sir. You ready to see it?
Yeah, I am.
All right, let's do it.
Guys, I'm so excited. This is a moment that I've really been waiting for, is to get some actual progress.
Love it.
Oh, here we go.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. How you been?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Going back. Sure.
Oh, I like this pose. This is cool.
Yeah.
Subaru Drive. There we go. Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Looks a lot different,
Wow,
right?
dude, that's crazy. Holy shit. Wow, I like this. So that's where it's supposed to be, not puked out the front.
Yeah.
How it was when I got it before. All this shit was like puked out the front. Oh wow.
So everything's tied down. In its right locations, plugged in.
Oh man. Guys, this is awesome. I've been seeing all the updates that you've been giving and sending me, and really exciting.
It's
Yeah,
kind
man,
of
I mean,
process.
just
Yeah.
wanted to keep you in the loop, like I told you in the
I
beginning.
appreciate
like,
it.
We don't have to take on anything we can't knock out in a quick time frame. So
Yeah.
we wanted you to know everything that we were doing and how it was coming along. You know.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. Like, so just to give you guys an idea on the time frame here. So, Friday morning at 6 a.m. they picked up the car. It's now Sunday. What time is it? You guys know?
38.
2:38 Sunday, and the car's pretty much done. There's a little bit left to do, but the motor starts up, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
it
sir.
runs. Yeah,
Yes.
has no issues firing right up. All we gotta do is get your battery in there. Actually, yesterday I took the battery out of my own car just to see if we could get this thing fired up.
Wow, thank you.
We had to unplug all this stuff earlier just to get all the wires, attached to the body and in all factory locations. So there's a couple of things that are, this car don't need anymore because of it's no longer a single overhead cam 2.5 liter.
Yeah.
So those same bolt holes we were able to use to hold the new harness up and out of the way.
beautiful.
So and then like I said, we went right back to all Subaru OEM bolts, so we don't have any hardware store stuff going on. So,
Hardware stuff.
yeah, there's a lot of hardware bolts in this car.
Oh,
Yeah.
Home Depot,
Yeah,
Lowe's.
Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever you want to get it, Tractor Supply, doesn't matter. But,
Tractor Supply.
yeah, this car,
Wow, dude.
from where it was, it's come a long way,
Wow. I don't want to be a homo or anything, but dude,
Yeah.
I want to give you a hug.
Ain't no problem,
Me
man.
too, brother.
Hey, man, no
Thank
problem.
you so much. This is, I honestly didn't think it would get this far. I was really down in the dumps, and it was really hard to find somewhere to take it to get to the next step.
Yeah.
And finally
Pretty
happening.
much went from this right here, which is almost exactly what it looked like.
Oh my God.
Up
Yes.
under the dash.
This looks very familiar to me.
And then we'll walk around here and we'll show you what it looks like inside. Pretty much had to start from scratch, rip all the old wiring out. It was a little bit of a process. Lots of things were kind of self-tapped and screwed in. There's lots of holes where they're not supposed to be.
Wow. Look at how clean this is all laid out.
Yeah, everything is pretty much tied down right where it's supposed to be from factory. We use the same holes. everything's ran right back here. All right, we took out the old crash bar. Obviously, the 2.5 RS one's back in now.
Thank you.
The RS fuse box, I-wire pretty much wires everything together so it's plug and play. So all the sensors, every module, everything plugs right in.
Oh, dude, this is beautiful. Wow. And look at all the wires. They're not puked out underneath the dash.
Yeah.
Look how nice and clean and tucked
Yeah, I
up
would say
it is.
like right here is like the biggest difference. Before, I'm sure you have tons of pictures of what it looked like before.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty much a rat's nest of wiring down there. Everything's all tucked in, fastened down how it's supposed to be now.
Wow.
You got your JDM cluster in. Everything's wired to that, and everything works. TAC works. It's great. DCCD is all plugged in. So here's your spider wire box for that.
That's awesome. Yeah, so the I-wire harness, on a scale of 1 to 10, how helpful would you say that is for stuff like this?
I mean, it's the way to go. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you can tell from where they tried to do it themselves before. I mean, if you didn't do it with I-wire,
yeah.
I mean, you'd probably end up in the same situation that you were in.
Wow.
Over here, ECU is tied down just how it's supposed to be. That actually came from a Forester XT. So the mounting bracket's in there, plate right over the top of it. The wires are tucked in how they're supposed to be. Blower motor, everything's all plugged in, fastened down. We're going to be working on getting your sunroof wired up next here, so that's why we left the dash out. We're going to work on that. Then all we have left to do is wire up the rear speakers, locks, window switch, and it's pretty much done. After that, we can put the dash and everything in.
Wow, dude, this is absolutely incredible. Like, guys, I can't really put into words the feeling that I'm getting when I'm looking at all this stuff. It's just, it's awesome. This is beautiful.
I mean, it may look like we just threw everything together, but I mean, from the time we left your house, we got here, unloaded the car, just started taking everything apart. Once we got it all apart, we laid in the I-wire harness, started plugging things in. Getting everything to fit back where it went was kind of a struggle because there's, like I said, there's a lot of extra little holes that they drilled to mount things where they weren't supposed to go.
Oh, yeah.
If you look up there on the firewall in the engine bay, you're going to see a couple holes that we're actually going to have to cover up, because if not, you're going to get a lot of air coming through there. But they drilled some giant holes in here. So we're going to cover those up. There's another one right there. The condenser and everything coming out.
Oh, wow. So we're really going to hear that turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those holes are basically for your heater core. And obviously with the 07 STI, it's obviously not going to go into the same holes as a 98 to 2001 Impreza. So
Yeah.
they made holes. But I don't quite understand why they wanted to get away from this dash. I think this is probably one of the nicest dash shoes ever made, you know?
Yeah, I really like it. I think that the idea of going back to the GC dash with the JDM cluster and stuff, it adds a nice little touch. You know, it's the heritage of the car.
Yeah.
So, wow, this is cool. So I see there's some fuel here.
Yeah, well, this is all temporary,
Yeah.
obviously. We got some wiring that we got to do with your fuel pump in the tank, because obviously they put an 07 STI tank in here, and they left the wiring for an 07 STI, so we'll get that changed for you.
Okay.
And then it'll fire up with the fuel from the tank. But just for temporary purposes, we obviously have a bucket of fuel
Wow.
and a fuel pump. So
we can start it?
yeah, we can start it up. I also checked back there to make sure we're getting power to everything that we're supposed to. So everything's firing up back there like it's supposed to. We got power we're supposed to and everything. But just as soon as we get that, that plug wired in, this thing should run on its own with no problem.
Oh my
And
gosh.
obviously, I know before I get some heat online, there's no intercooler. Yeah, there's no intake. Yeah. This was just for temporary purposes, just to make sure this car ran perfectly before, Mike left with it. So.
And I think that's really cool that you guys are willing to go the extra mile and drop the motor in to make sure that it fired up, because that's a lot of work.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not terrible. I mean, I can't let you leave here not knowing.
Yeah.
That's just not how we do business. When a customer leaves here, they got to be happy. If they're not happy, we're not happy.
You know?
So
You guys are awesome.
I mean,
It's one thing where, you know, you can say you can do anything, but being able to prove that it does actually electrically work the way it's supposed to,
Yeah.
you know, that's proof that we can do what we can do.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, and that's one of the things that I really wanted with this project was when I had talked to them in the beginning. I was like, basically, I need help with the wiring, guys. This wiring situation is a headache, and so we hooked up with iWire, and one of the things that I wanted was basically, as far as the wiring goes, it needs to be turnkey when it comes back to my house. That way, I know that the wiring is good, and that's where we're at. And with the motor being in there was just, you know, basically imagining once I get it and have the fuel hooked up and everything is good, I should be able to put my motor in there, drop it in, bump that key, and off we go.
right?
Yep.
It's alive! It's alive!
You got a throttle pedal that works.
Oh my god. Oh, it runs. It has an engine. It's alive. Wow. It's been 2 years since I've heard an engine running in this car. 2 years. Wow. You guys are the man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yes. In one weekend. That's all it took. You guys are fucking champs. I gotta tell you. This is absolutely incredible, man.
Well, man, I mean, like I told you to begin with, we don't take on anything that we can't handle.
This is
I tried to have
amazing.
this car done for you in 3 days. I know we didn't mention it online, but
Yeah.
I'm sure we've met our time frame.
We're there. Oh, wow. I am blown away. Dude. Well, the wiring works.
Yeah, wiring works. You got
Wiring is good.
working turn signals and everything. We can show you real quick.
Hey,
Really?
We got time, yeah, we can show you turn signals and everything on
Yeah,
that.
nice motor.
Is the cluster turning on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Actually, in your DCCD, lock ticks up like it's supposed to. So,
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so we just got to get the switches that you have at home for the DCCD
Oh, yeah.
on the center console.
Okay.
I didn't get that when I came down the other day, so we're going to need that, and that's basically it for that part of it, and everything should work fine.
Oh, that's
just
easy.
like it should. And we'll make sure we go ahead and integrate that right into the center console that we have here.
Okay.
Just going to plug it right in for you.
Wow.
And then, I'll get
Got working tail lights.
left turn light,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How about,
Yep. Reverse.
yeah? And then we got parking.
Wow. Yep.
So, yeah, every act.
Ah.
Even
Even the windows work.
Wait a minute. No. Really? They do, don't they?
yeah, it works.
Wow.
Only thing we got left is the sunroof to fix the end of that plug and your fuel pump, and then
This is
hypothetically
awesome.
we could drive it out of here.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. This is fantastic, guys. I gotta hand it to you.
Yeah, ain't no problem. Man. We were able to just kind of get on this car and stay on it. You know,
Yeah.
we spent a lot of time just tearing one whole car apart. This one of the things that I don't think some of you guys understood about this car is just that, you know, this car, when we were done pulling the wiring harness out, there was not a wire left. Like, there was no wires left in this car at all. And the only way that Mike could have probably pulled this off at his house is to have an actual whole parts car. Well, we had that here, so that was what allowed us to be able to knock this car out
Wow.
so quickly, is that we basically pulled that parts car in over there, and literally one wire from another just pulled everything out of it and transplanted it right into this car.
If there was like something where we didn't know, you know, where it was bolted to, or if we were missing something, we could look at the parts car, be like, oh, it goes right there, or that's what we're missing. This is where this plugs in, you know, if there was a wire that we couldn't find.
So yeah, just kind of acts as a memory jogger, because we weren't the ones that pulled the original harness out of this car.
Yeah.
And if you're a mechanic, you know most times it's a lot easier to put something back together if you tore it apart than if you didn't.
Yeah.
So,
You guys are really handed basically what was a worst case scenario. and you turned a turd into a golden bar.
I wouldn't call it a turd, man. It's a hell of a car.
I think the best thing about it for us is it's not really work, you know. This is almost like a dream come true. It's like a hobby for us, you know. We get to do it every day. So, you know, a regular work day, we come in, you know, excited to be here. The day doesn't drag on. We race against time every day.
Yeah, that's basically it. Because when you do what you love, it's not work.
So here's some footage of the work they did a little bit before I got there. This is hooking up some of the wiring and whatnot, and then we'll progress into where they brought in the electrician to do all the other connections, such as the doors, the fuel, the sunroof, you know, things that need to be professionally connected and soldered. Now we're moving on to the interior components, the dashboard, the seats, and they also installed all of the carpet and everything too. Now mind you, this car was picked up by them at 6 a.m. Friday morning, and what you're about to see in the next scene is when the car came back that following Wednesday at 6 in the morning. Now guys, like I said, this is way more than just a harness install. This is rebuilding pretty much an entire electrical chassis and interior. I think you're going to be pretty amazed at what you see when it comes home. Hey, what's up guys? Alright, so it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, and D&L Performance is on their way here with the GC8. Oh, dude, I am so excited. If you guys saw my Facebook feed, one of the things I really liked about these guys is that they kept me updated. Every time something would happen, Chris would send me messages on Facebook, and then I was relaying all those photos to you guys. That's awesome, man. Their customer service, I gotta say, is top notch. That, and obviously, they picked it up Friday morning at 6 a.m. It's Wednesday the following week at 6 a.m. and the car's done and ready. And it's gonna be here in the next couple minutes. That's pretty badass, man. I really gotta say. These guys at D&L Performance know what they're doing. Really excited to see the GC8. They also did a couple extra things for me. They washed it and they cleaned up the interior. You know, just really showed the car some love that I feel that the car deserves, and I'm sure you guys feel that too. So I'm really happy, man. These guys really restored my faith in the motorsports world. I gotta admit, it was definitely a little destroyed the first time the car came home, which wasn't from them. If you guys watch the playlist, you know. You hear that? I think I hear a diesel. What's that smell? I smell it. It's Boost. It's coming. Oh, there it is. Sorry, giggling like schoolgirl. Can't help it. Ah, there it is. Oh, it's so pretty. I haven't seen it clean. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, there it is. Hey, Darnell, what's up, buddy?
Not much.
Good to see you, man.
You too, man.
Chris, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I gotta say, this turnaround time, guys, blew me away.
Yeah, man. Well, had to get it done. I told you I didn't want to hold on to it too long.
This is, wow.
We got a whole bunch of extra straps on this thing.
Holy cow.
Go on down, let it go. Let it go. Stop right there. Stop. All right, now I gotta pull the truck forward so we can push it forward and come push it.
There it is. Hey, the windows are up too.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Look at this. Oh my God. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, man. It looks really good in person.
Wow. That's amazing, guys. Oh. Look at that. The seats came out really nice too. Oh, yes. I love this cluster too. Oh man. This is fantastic.
And honestly, like once we cleaned up the carpet a little bit and everything, and it looks pretty good now too. Once you get your center console in there, you'll be set.
Oh, there it is. It's in the garage.
Yeah, man. So we basically we got all your wires and everything put in. Everything's
Nice.
tucked up. Anything that's got a long zip tie end on it means that it's just basically tied up out of the way.
Okay.
So you can just cut those zip ties and run things the way you want to run it.
Oh, that's awesome.
For the most part, there's a couple of little things that we're gonna have to deal with once you get the motor in. Everything's where it's gonna be. That way I can figure out, where I'm gonna have my wiring guy kind of extend a couple of wires for your headlights and stuff. But you'll just want to bring it back up for that.
Yeah.
We had a small little issue with your fuel pump, just because they have a newer gas tank. I think it's from an 04 or 05 STI.
Oh, really?
Is in here. So we had to change the ends of the fuel tank or the fuel pump wiring harness. So we basically wired in the Impreza Outback Sport or RS plug here, and then that's the one wire that goes to the front for your ground. And real
nice.
quick, if you want to wait for a second, I'll go grab a battery and you can hear the fuel pump turn. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It may or may not work without the engine in the car. So you grab that. Blue top.
Wow. Look at this interior. Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, so that car's actually cleaned up a lot nicer than I thought it was gonna, to be honest with you. But yeah, your DCCD Pro's in there, so we still gotta, get the box that we're talking about getting to mount that right here.
Wow.
The dash has got a few scratches, but I mean, it's kind of hard to find a mint condition one these days.
This one is in really good shape, man.
Yeah.
This is not bad at all. I mean, considering how old is it? Like almost 20 years old
Yeah,
now?
1998 to 2001, so yeah, we
Yeah.
got some years on it, man. We did find you a working cup holder.
All right.
It's got the extender, so basically bigger cup, smaller cup, that thing. But yeah,
Oh,
as soon
this
as you
is
put the
awesome.
motor in, man, it should be a turnkey, ready to rock and roll car.
I can feel it already.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot what the driver's perspective was in this car. It's been so long since I've actually like sat in it with like a nice complete everything here. Oh,
The cluster turned out nice, didn't it?
yeah. The cluster is beautiful.
Yeah, it's probably one of my
Nice,
favorite parts of this car.
Thank you for the recommendation on
Yeah,
that.
no problem, man.
That
That's
turned
one of
out
my favorite
nice.
clusters, so yeah.
Oh,
They're getting a little
that's
bit more
cool.
difficult to find these days with the DCCD input already there.
So what I was thinking was because it's the limited blue or whatever. I saw some online where you can get the limited
Yes.
here
Yep.
and here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those parts run about 250 to 300 bucks most times.
Yeah. That'll be down the road.
Yeah, but let's get this thing running first. Get it back up to Gainesville so we can figure out your headlights and stuff. Because
Definitely.
we
man.
won't be able to route the wires back the way they normally ran, just
Yeah.
because of the fact that your turbo is going to be sitting there. So
okay.
we're going to have to, either shield the wires with something to make sure the heat doesn't get to them. And then you were talking about doing like a duct or something. So
Yeah.
make all that work.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I really got to hand it to you guys. The turnaround on this project, insane, dude.
Well,
That's like unheard of, man.
Well, the thing is, man, it's like I told you the first time we met,
Yeah.
if we're going to be taking somebody's car to do a project like this, it's going to be the only thing we're working on.
Yeah.
So for 3 full days, we basically just hammered on this car. We closed the shop down to anybody else. So,
Oh, dude.
I mean, anybody who wants to do a job like this, we typically want to do it over the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
and Monday. But, yeah, I mean, as long as the car, this car was actually, it took us a little longer because once we got, this part of the wiring harness out, we realized that harness was hardwired in all the way to the taillights.
Oh.
So we had to take every wire from the dash out, dash back out, and then you didn't even have a harness in the front of the car. So that was a fun surprise that, I mean, I kind of guess I knew it was coming, but
Yeah, I mean, you had to expect basically worst.
yeah, so basically we wound up, only wires in this car that did not come out are the wires to the doors.
Wow.
Everything else, I mean, was basically removed. and the wires that go to the back doors was actually, they were snipped off at the plugs on the side of the car, on the car side of the harness. So we had to basically go out to the parts car, cut the ends off, and then have my guy come in and solder everything up, you know.
Wow.
So it turned out, I mean, you got working rear windows, working front windows, sunroof works. I mean, everything works as it should.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Saved the GC8.
Well,
Yeah.
check that one off as saved. Chris, the fuel pump's back here, right?
Yep, it's in the box.
All right, you ready?
You gotta make sure you have somebody holding this when you open it. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's super light and it springs open really hard. So let's see if we can find the fuel pump. Here's the fuel pump.
Oh, nice.
So we did test this.
Does it work?
Yep, it works.
Oh, good.
Just real quick, this won't be for very long because you're not really supposed to run a fuel pump without obviously being in fuel. But we'll just plug it in real quick. Chris, we wired up.
Yeah, just going to connect the negative terminal.
All right, so you should be able to see if you want to hop in real quick, Mike.
So the windows.
Yeah, you should be able to turn the key, get the fuel pump primed. It's not going to prime because the engine's out.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
we had it primed yesterday.
Wow, it does
Everything
work.
worked the way it's supposed to. You'll see your
That's
DCCD
awesome.
should kick on here in a minute. If it doesn't, it's just because, like I said, there's a lot of things that aren't plugged in because that motor's not here.
Yeah, well, we saw it kick on in the shop.
But
That's awesome.
we got working windows.
Oh.
That window there.
That one's always been kind of.
They're all like that.
Are they?
Yeah. This one.
Oh, there it is.
And then your sunroof, you can pop it if you want. Just hit it again. It sticks a little bit. Do it again. Go forward with it. Alright, I'll go backwards. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it likes to stick. You're gonna want to.
It works again.
Yeah. So everything, like I said, man, it works good.
Oh, that's fantastic. Wow. Yeah, it's been a while since that thing's been used, so I'm really not surprised it's sticking, to be quite honest. Oh, it's so nice to see it close. I forgot how nice it was.
And I mean, like we said before, man, you don't have that whole wiring harness falling out from underneath the dash. Everything's tucked up nice and neat.
Man. Guys, this is, oh, dude.
Like I said, man, this is the kind of work that we do. You know, trying to make sure you get your car back in a decent amount of time.
Oh, this is nice. Look at that. So nice and clean. Not a bunch of stuff hanging out, dangling around everywhere. Oh, wow. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks, brother.
ain't no problem, man.
All right, come here, Darnell. You're getting another hug, man. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate this so much,
Yeah,
guys.
ain't no problem. I'm
I
glad
know
that we
that-
were able to do it.
Yeah.
It's a night and day difference for sure, right?
Oh, dude. I know everybody that's watching this right now is super, super happy, too. I think that I speak for everyone when we just want to say thank you for being a good shop and doing the right thing and, you know, being enthusiasts, too.
Yeah, man. I mean, these are one of my favorite cars in existence. So
You guys have restored my faith, man.
yeah, if we can,
You really
if
have.
we can ever help somebody get one of these things done, we definitely do.
Wow. There it is. All right, so I guess basically now I've got my work cut out for me. I need to drop the motor in. I'm still undecided what I want to do with this motor. Safe money would say take it apart and check it, but at the same time, I also kind of want to just put it in and see what happens.
I mean, at this point, you can send it over to RevWorks,
Yeah.
have them tear it apart, and find out what's going on with it. But if you bolt it in the car, you're really going to lose nothing.
Yeah, that's
it's some
true.
time, you know.
Yeah.
So if it were me, I mean, I obviously, you know, you said Mike Atkins said that motor's solid.
Yeah, he said it was good and run
Bolt
it.
it in, fire it up. If you get any time out of it at all,
Yeah,
you're basically winning.
and
The only
that's
thing you got to worry about, you know, if it does decide to, you know, give out, it's going to take the turbo. You're going to have all kind of metal shavings throughout everything. But in the same instance, if you take it and tear it apart right now,
yeah, still gonna be doing.
yeah. So I would say try it at least to begin with.
What do you guys think? Go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you think. Head over to D&L's Facebook page. I'm going to link that up. and give them a like, guys. You know, I ask you guys to give a lot of people likes and stuff, but if anybody deserves a like, I think it's these guys. Just absolutely incredible, man. I'm kind of dumbfounded. It's early in the morning. I think I'm still asleep, but I'm not. It's a dream, dude. It's a dream. Wow.